Chapter 5 Sai Satcharitra Return with Chand Patel's marriage party. As hinted in the last chapter, I shall now describe first how Sai Baba returned to Shirdi after his disappearance. There lived in Aurangabad district, Nizam state. So, in a village called Doop, a well to do Mohammedan gentleman by name Chand Patel. While he was making a trip to Aurangabad, he lost his mare. For 2 long months he made a diligent search, but could get no trace of the lost mare. After being disappointed, he returned from Aurangabad with saddle on his back. So after traveling 4 course and a half, he came on the way to a mango tree at the foot of which sat a fakir, that is queer fellow. He had a cap on his head wore kafni, that is long robe, and had a satka, that is short stick, under his arm, and he was preparing to smoke a chillim, that is pipe. So on seeing Chand Patel pass by, he called out to him and asked him to have a smoke and to rest a little. The queer fellow or fakir asked about the saddle. Chand Patel replied that it was of his mare, which was lost some time back. The fakir asked him to make a search in the Nala close by. He went, and the wonder of wonders, he found the mare there. He thought that this fakir was not an ordinary man, but an Availa, that is a great saint. He returned to the fakir with the mare. The chillim was ready for being smoked, but two things were wanting. One, the fire to light the pipe, and two, water to wet the chappi, that is piece of cloth through which smoke is drawn up. The fakir took his prong and thrust it forcibly into the ground, and out came a live ember, which he put on the pipe. Then he dashed the satka on ground, from where water began to ooze. The chappi was wetted with that water, then wrung out and wrapped round the pipe, thus everything being complete. The fakir smoked the chillim and then gave it also to Chand Patel. On seeing all this, Chand Patel was wonderstruck. He requested the fakir to come to his home and accept his hospitality. Next day, he went to Patel's house and stayed there for some time. Patel was a village officer of Doop. His wife's brother's son was to be married, and the bride was from the Shirdi. So Patel made preparations to start for Shirdi for the marriage. The fakir also accompanied the marriage party. The marriage went off without any hitch. The party returned to Dhoop, and except the fakir who stayed back in Shirdi and remained there forever. How the fakir got the name Sai. When the marriage party came to Shirdi, it alighted at the foot of a banyan tree in Bhagat Mal Sapti's field, so near Kandoba's temple. So the carts were loosened in the open courtyard of Kandoba's temple, and the members of party descended one by one, and the fakir also got down. Bhagat Malsapti saw the young fakir getting down and accosted him, Ya Sai, welcome Sai. Others also addressed him as Sai, and thenceforth he became Sai Baba. Contact with other saints. Sai Baba began to stay in the deserted masjid. One saint named Devidas had been living in Shirdi for many years before Baba came there. Baba liked his company. He stayed with him in the Maruti temple in Chavadi. Chavadi, sorry. So, and for some time lived alone. Then came another saint by name Jankidas. Baba spent most of his time in talking with him, or Jankidas went to Baba's residence. So also one Vaishya householder saint from Puntamve by name Gangagir always frequented Shirdi. When he first saw Sai Baba carrying um, pictures of water in both hands, of watering the garden, he was amazed and said openly, "Blessed is Shirdi that it got this precious jewel. This man is carrying the water today, but he is not an ordinary fellow. As this land, Shirdi, was fortunate and meritorious, it secured this jewel. So also one famous saint by name Anandnath of Yevala Mat, a disciple of Akkalkot Maharaj, came to Shirdi with some people. When he saw Sai Baba, he said openly, "This is a precious diamond in reality. Though he looks like an ordinary man, he is not a girl that is ordinary stone, but a diamond. You will realize this in the near future." Saying this, he returned to Yevala. This was said while Sai Baba was a youngster. Baba's dress and daily routine. In his young days, Sai Baba grew in the hair of his head, never had his head shaved. He dressed like an athlete. When he went to Rahata, that is 3 miles from Shirdi, he brought him with him small plants of marigold, jai, and jui, and after cleaning them, he planted and watered them. A devotee by name Vaman Tatya supplied him daily with two unbaked earthen pitchers. With these, Baba himself used to water the plants. He drew water from the well and carried the pitchers on his shoulders. In the evening, the pitchers were kept at the foot of the neem tree. As soon as they were placed there, they broke as they were made of mud and not baked. Next day, Tatya supplied two fresh pitchers. This course went on for 3 years, and with Sai Baba's toil and effort, there grew a garden. On this site, at present, stands the big mansion, Samadhi Mandir of Baba, which is now frequented by so many devotees. The story of the story of Padukas, that is footprints under the neem tree. So, a devotee of Akkalkot Maharaj by name Bai Krishnaji Ali Bagkar worshipped the photo of Akkalo, Akkalkot Maharaj. He once thought of going to Akkalkot, that is Solapur district, take the darshan of Padukas, that is footprints of the Maharaj, and offer his sincere prayer there. But before he could go there, he got a vision in his dream. Akkalkot Maharaj appeared in the vision and said to him, "Now Shirdi is my resting place. Go there and offer your worship." So Bai changed his plan and came to Shirdi, worshipped Baba, stayed there for 6 months, and was happy. As a reminiscence of this vision, etc., he prepared the Padukas and installed them on an auspicious day of Shravan Shaka 1834, that is 1912 AD, under the neem tree with due ceremonies and formalities conducted by Dada Kelkar and Upasani. One Dikshit Brahmin was appointed for worship, and management was entrusted to devote Sagun. Complete version of this story. Mr. B.V. Dev, retired Mamlatdar of Tana and a great devotee of Sai Baba, made inquiries about this matter with Sagun Meru Naik and Govind Kamalakar Dikshit, and has published a full version of Padukas in Sai Leela, volume 11, number 1, page 25. It runs as follows. In 1834 Shaka, 1912 AD, one Dr. Ram Rao Kotare of Mumbai, his disciples So Sai Baba did not mix and speak with people. He only gave answers when he was questioned. By day, he always sat under the neem tree, sometimes in the shade of babul tree, near the stream on the outskirts of the village. In the afternoon, he used to walk at random and go at times to Neemgaon. There, he frequented the house of Bala Sahib Dingle. So, Baba loved Mr. Bala Sahib. His younger brother, named Nana Sahib, had no son, though he married a second wife. So Bala Sahib sent Nana Sahib for taking darshan of Sai Baba, and after some time, with his grace, Nana Sahib got a son. From that time onwards, people began to come in large numbers to see Sai Baba, and his fame began to spread and reached Ahmednagar. From thence, Nana Sahib Chandorkar and Keshav Chidambar and many other began to come to Shirdi. Baba was surrounded by his devotees during day and slept at night in an old and dilapidated masjid. Baba's paraphernalia at this time consisted of a chillim, tobacco, a tambril, that is tin pot, long kafni, a piece of cloth round his head, and a satka, that is short stick, which he always kept with him. The piece of white cloth on head was twisted like a matted hair and flowed down from the left ear on the back. This was not washed for weeks. He wore no shoes, no sandals. A piece of sackcloth was his seat for most of the day. He wore a cowpin, that is waistcloth band, and for warding off cold. He always sat in front of Duni, that is sacred fire, facing south, with his left hand resting on the wood railing, and in that Duni he offered an oblation of egoism, desires, and always uttered Allah Malik, that is God is soul of owner. The masjid in which he sat was only of 2 room dimensions, where all devotees came and saw him. After 1912, there was a change. The old masjid was repaired and the pavement was constructed. Before Baba came to live in this masjid, he lived for a long time in place Takia, where the gungru, that is small bells, tied on his ankles. Baba danced beautifully and sang with tender love, turning water into oil. Sai Baba was very fond of lights. He used to borrow oil from shopkeepers and keep lamps burning the whole night in the masjid and temple. This went on for some time. The Baniyas, who supplied oil gratis, once met together and decided not to give him oil. When, as usual, Baba went to ask for oil, they all gave him a distinct no. Unperturbed, Baba returned to the masjid and kept the dry wicks in the lamps. The Baniyas were watching him with curiosity. Baba took the termril, that is tin pot, which contained very little, that is a few drops oil, put water into it and drank it, and then forced it out to fall into the container. After consecrating the tin pot in this way, he again took the water from the tin pot and filled all the lamps with it and lightened them. To surprise this and dismay of watching Banyas, the lamps began to burn and kept burning the whole night. The Banyas repented and apologized, and Baba forgave them and asked them to be more truthful in future. The pseudo Guru Jawhar Ali. 5 years after wrestling bout above mentioned, one fakir from Ahmednagar by name Jawhar Ali came to Rahata with his disciples and stayed in Bakal, that is spacious room near Veerabhadra temple. The fakir was learned, could repeat the whole Quran and had a sweet tongue. Many religious and devout people of the village came to him and began to respect him. With the help of the people, he started to build an Eidgah, that is a walled enclosure in which Mohammedans pray on Eid day. So, near the Veerabhadra temple. So, there was some quarrel about this affair, on account of which Jawhar Ali had to leave Rahata. Then he came to Shirdi and lived in masjid with Baba. People were captured by his sweet talk and he began to call Baba his disciple. Baba did not object and consented to be his chela, that is, disciple. Then both Guru and Chela decided to return to Rahata and live there. The Guru, the teacher, never knew his disciple's worth, but disciple knew the shortcomings of the Guru. Still, he never disrespected him, observing carefully his duties. He even served the master in various ways. They used to come to Shirdi off and on, but their main stay was in Rahata. The loving devotees of Baba in Shirdi did not like that Baba should stay away from them in Rahata. So they went in deputation to bring Baba back to which they came. So Baba back to Shirdi. So when they met Baba near the Eidgah and told the purpose for which they came, Baba said to them that the fakir was an angry, ill-tempered fellow. He would not he would not leave him, and that they should better go back to Shirdi without him before the fakir returned. While they were thus talking, the fakir turned up and was very angry with them for trying to take away his disciple. There was some hot discussion and altercation, and it was finally decided that both Guru and Shela should return to Shirdi. And so they returned and lived in Shirdi. But after a few days, the Guru was tested by Devidas and he was found wanting. 12 years before Baba arrived in Shirdi with the marriage party, this Devidas, aged about 10 to 11 years, came to Shirdi and lived in Maruti temple. Devidas had fine features and brilliant eyes, and he was dispassion incarnate and a dhyani. Many people, namely Tatyakot, Kashinath, and others, regarded him as their guru. They bought Jawhar Ali in his presence, and in the discussion that followed, Jawhar was worsted and fled from Shirdi. He went and stayed in Bijapur and returned after many years to Shirdi and prostrated himself before Sai Baba. The delusion that he was Guru and Sai Baba, his chela, was cleared away, and as he repented, Sai Baba treated him with respect. In this case, Sai Baba showed his conduct, how one should get rid of egoism and do the duties of a disciple to attain the highest end, with self realization. This story is told here according to the version given by Mal Sapti, a great devotee of Baba. In next chapter, Ram Navami festival, the masjid, its former condition and later improvement in it, etc., will be described. Woe to Sri Sai, peace be to all.